Hey friends, it's Jenny and I'm getting ready to work on this week's A Cherry on Top sketch layout. Layout number is 451 and it's due on Wednesday, November 5th by midnight Eastern. And here it is. So we've got our background, and it looks like there's a spider web between two 3x4 photos. You've got a banner down the middle that contains your title. There looks like there's some embellishments here. It's got this spider hanging down, and then of course some mixed media, a ticket here, and then some more embellishments. Let me show you what I'm going to use. I have these two photos, and this is from when my son was when George was in kindergarten, and they used to do parades on Halloween where they would all walk around the school with their little costumes on. So he was a little policeman. This was not his costume that he wore for trick-or-treating, but he loved costumes, so he had several. So this was just the one he wore to school that day. He's got his little walkie-talkie here. He had his little ticket book in his pocket. And then just here's a photo of him at home. So I will cut these both down so that they're 3x4 as much as possible. Yeah. And those will be the two photos that I use. I have some Halloween Scrappin Happy Studio flair to use. Not sure what I'm going to use on this particular layout, but I am sure there are things to find in here that will work just fine. I've got in front of me this Simple Stories Spooky Nights collection. I have the puffies to use. There are some spiders, there's some scary words, there's the house, and these are from 2021. So I've got the puffies. I have got the bits and pieces here available to use. And yeah, I don't recall using this, but we'll see. As you can tell, I have not used any of the adhesive brads, so I've got the adhesive brads to use. I've got the puffy titles. And he's not spooky there, but let's see. I'm sure there's something we can use on here for our title. We've got the chipboard stickers. I'm wondering if I bought these at Expo maybe last year. I remember buying these because I tried to use these the other day, if you remember, and this was one of the last ones that Simple Stories did, the puffies, and they were having an issue where they were kind of coming out really wrinkled. So they had they don't do puffies anymore. So I've got this as far as embellishments goes. I do have my Heidi Swap Color Shine in black to add that mixed media. For papers, I have pulled the tag sheet, and it's because I love tag sheets. I'm sure we'll find a place to tuck a tag in here. They are adorable, and yeah, I can see using any of them. And then here's the back, so we've got just the tab top. If I don't want to use a full tag and just want to use the tab top, that could be a way to go. I had kind of pulled this paper here. That's just tag paper. This is called Spooktacular. To maybe make the banner, that middle banner that you put the title on, out of this green with the stars. But I also like this side with just the topography, the words on there. But I figure if I just use a little strip of it, it's not, I mean, I'll still have enough of this paper to use somewhere else. Of course, I've got a spider web paper. This is called Creep It Real, and I will be using this for the spider web portion of that sketch. And the back of this is just an orange and white polka dot. I thought I would use this paper as the background, the black against that white strip that'll be used for the spider web. I thought looked good. And this paper is called Candy Inspector. This side we've got a whole bunch of pumpkin faces. And then I thought I would do my typical go ahead and add some more color by using the diagonal, and then we'll have a strip of this, we'll have our photos, we'll have that banner. You know how it goes. So this is actually the 3x4 element sheet, and when I look at this, if I'm going to gut it, is there anything that I would be using, you know, left over from what was cut out? And I don't think so. So I may not be gutting it, because gutting the outside portion, I'd be cutting up quite a bit of the skelly, and, you know, portions of this. The only two that I could possibly use would be these, and I've got lots of things like that, so it doesn't make sense to save it. So I probably will not be gutting this, and then that just gives that layout the more stability to use, since I'm not trying to save the paper then. And then we've also got the 12 by 12 sticker sheets, and I have not used any of these yet. So I mean, this could be a great title, just Halloween, because that's what it was. So let me go ahead, let's get my papers laid out, see what I'm going to do there, and then we'll come back and embellish it together. Hang tight. Okay, I have got the base done, and now I want to do the embellishing. So this is what I've done so far. Again, here's the reminder of what the sketch looks like. It's got the spider web here, the two 4x4 photos, and then there's this strip down the middle between the photos across the spider web that will contain the title. There's a place over here for embellishments, a place down here for embellishments, as well as some mixed media. So I took that spider web paper and I did fussy cut around some spider web so that it would have more movement here. I was initially going to poke holes and do a spider web, and I didn't. So there you go. I did end up using that green piece for the middle here just to add another color. And I also used, I backed the layout with that 3x4 cut aparts. So this is where I'm at. I've got the photos down, I've got that base down, and what did I pick to embellish with? Well, I've got my little handy dandy wax sheet here, and I've got some things laid out. So I'm thinking we're going to have our title down the middle here, and I'm going to use this large Halloween sticker, and I am going to go ahead and put that on some adhesive foam. Let me grab my thin adhesive foam here. I've got a couple of spider webs that were in the kit along with this nice big spider. We've got some stars. I did, actually from the branding strip, there were these ends of tags, so I didn't end up cutting into the tag sheet, but I've got these two to use somewhere. I thought this beware sign was cute to use. I picked out these three Scrappin Happy Studio flair because since I brought this green in, I thought these would be cute to bring in, and it's just little creatures trick-or-treating. I've got a puffy spider here, a ephemeral piece of spider here, and I've got some adhesive brads and stars. I also brought in some, I wasn't sure if I would use silver or gold, these enamel dots to maybe use in the center of the tags or embellish or what. But I dug these out as a just in case, and I still have my Heidi Swap Color Shine. I did not put the photos on any type of layering paper because white is too white against this. Oh, I should have cut around here, I think. Should I? Is that too much then? If I cut here and here? This is all pretty stuck down already, so I don't know. Well, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll just put the embellishment here and you won't be able to tell. Because I was thinking of, actually I was thinking of putting this here, but we'll see. Okay, let's do this first. So I know that I want this Halloween as my title, and I know that I want to put it on some adhesive foam. So I've got this skinny adhesive foam that I get from Amazon, and I thought I would cut this into pieces to go ahead and get this popped up, and then we'll put this down and go from there. I liked the large title. I liked the colors in it. The other titles that were on the puffy sheet were just they weren't horizontal. They were more vertical, and I didn't like that for this particular layout. The way that the sketch is laid out, I just didn't think that worked. So let's go ahead and do what we can here with what we've got. Now, honest to goodness, again, it looks like it's going to be lightly embellished compared to my flowery type of layouts. And you know, maybe that's good. Maybe that's good for me as far as mixing things up a little bit. Don't want to always have things look the same. I don't think my layouts all look the same, but I'm sure I have a certain style that I tend to go towards. Not that I know what that is. Maybe you can read me like a book, but I'm just not sure. Because I like so much. I like so many things. I feel like I like so many styles that I think that I go between lots of them. Okay, now let's get it all peeled up now and put our title down, because that's going to center everything, and then everything's going to kind of go around that. I was trying to think if I should use the chipboard spider web that goes down on the left-hand side, or the sticker one. The paper one, I didn't think I would use. I mean, I'll use it maybe somewhere on the layout, not sure where. But I thought it would be kind of cool with 3 different spider webs, right? That's what it was represented on the sketch there. Now again, these are old photos. They're probably about 18 years old, but look at that cutie. You know, I feel like, and I've said it many times, and I'll say it many, many times again, I have a blessed life. Having the girls just really, really hits the spot for me. And I joke around with my kids a lot and tell them being a Grammy was better than being a mom. But boy, do I miss my little kids of my own. My daughter, oh, it's got the orange on here. I just thought that would be nice, more for the Halloween. Yesterday I went to pick Quinn up from school to go trick-or-treating with them. And my daughter was with me, and it was so cool to see. It was like, dang, she's in her element now. I've told her for years that, you know, she started staying home. Quinn wasn't quite 2 yet, but she just found, I mean, although she was working from home, and her husband works full-time, she was working part-time. It was hard, and I know that. I know that it's not easy, and her husband kept telling her, hey, that's, you know, you have children, and no fault. I worked, and it's because I had to. My kids were in daycare. When my husband, he ended up working nights, and so we kind of split things up. So it was either he or I home with the kids, and thank goodness his mom helped a lot. But my girls, when they were little, they were in daycare. There was just no way that I couldn't. I had to work. I had to work. You miss that time, but you know, everybody finds their way. There's by no means, I don't bash working moms. I don't bash stay-at-home moms. We're all moms. We all love our kids, and we all do the best that we can. And I worked downtown in the financial market for over 30 years and was laid off. And this is already 10 years ago. But I was like, what the heck am I going to do now? That's what I did. That's what I did for 30 years. And luckily, I was able to find something else. And I do completely work from home. But without a doubt, am I looking forward to retirement? Yes. Yes, I am. And I think it's just the sign of the times. Things are changing, and that's all. So I want this little sign. I liked it down here, just like the beware danger, you know. And one of my little trick or treat guys will be down here with that. I don't know which one. Uh-oh, where'd the last one go? See what hand, oh, here he is. It'll be this one or this one since they face this way. Let's see where we're at now. So what we need to do, I think, is let's get those tabs from the tag sheets that I found. And I thought I would put this one. As you can tell, this is from the branding strip. I was going to put one at the top. And then one on the side here. And I chose the black one on the side because it's mostly going to be on the white. When I put it up against the black, it's like you can't really see it. So that's going to go there. Okay. Now that showed, the sketch showed, and obviously sketch is just for representation. You don't have to follow it to a T, but that had the spider web hanging. And we had these 3 different spider webs. So there was this one. These 2 are almost exactly identical, so we could probably just use this one here. I was going to use maybe off the end of the alpha here. And then we got this one still, the paper one, but I don't think I'm going to end up using this one. This definitely needs adhesive on it because it's from the chipboard. And if you're new, please know that the chipboard doesn't stay sticky. Please add some adhesive glue. Wet glue or dry glue doesn't really matter. But just make sure you add additional because otherwise you will find it later on in the bottom of your page protector. So let's see. That one can go there. I just thought they were cute. It's nothing, still using my glue dots to do the flare. I know some people use adhesive, I keep saying adhesive, wet adhesive. Some people use their ATG, and I don't think there's wrong with any way. I just have the glue dots, so I use them. We've got that big spider, so where's our big spider gonna go? Now I picked out, I've got stars here and the enamel dots, and like I said, am I going to use twine or will I use enamel dots in the middle of the, what if we use the puffy in the middle of the, yeah, I'm going to glue him there. That'll add a little dimension there. I'm trying to think where we should put the large one. That might be cute. Then we've got the 3 of them there. Okay. So I figured I'd use the moon up here, but this is so close to the edge. I liked the spider web. I don't know if I'm going to use these at all, to tell you the truth, just because it doesn't seem to need it. I'm going to put adhesive foam on him. I'm trying to finish this roll up, so I will use this. I thought gold would be good, but I'm thinking silver for Halloween, right? So we got 1, 2. And then I want to add the stars. What kind of stars do we have here? I don't think it'd be bad to use the small ones. Gonna have to glue these down too, just FYI. So we got 3 of those. I'm not going to use these. I'm going to put them back on the sheet. Let's see what we've got as far as stars go. We can put one up here, one here. Black I would put over here so you can see it on the white. I just dropped, oh, that was adhesive. Adhesive. And then, do I want to maybe use these in the middle, just for color? There's another green one. Do I like that better than adding silver to it? What do you think? I'm going to leave it with the color. I could use the silver and gold any other time. Let's get some adhesive down here. We're going to put some adhesive here for that star. Adhesive here for this brad. Adhesive here for this brad. Star. Star, brad, brad, brad. So let's think about this for a minute. Are we done? Just add some Heidi Schwab Color Shine. I think I'm going to actually use white instead of the black. The black would just be on there. And actually white is just there. Should I use... The reason that I thought silver was because the brads have silver. I don't think I have Heidi Shine up here in silver. Let me think. We're going to put these things away. Put that away. So I'm trying to think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do I need one? Oh, we could use a spider. Where can the spider go? We can put him right on the side there. Then we'll have an odd number with the stars and the circles here. And that's what I'm going to call my collection, not collection obsession. This is for my cherry on top sketch layout this week. Let me know if you're playing along this week. I'd love to take a look. Let's go ahead, cover our photos up, because if you know me, I will more than likely get it on the photos. And let me know if you can see this outside of the dots that are already there. We're not going to do a whole lot. But just something to make it look out of place, you know? And of course, look, I smeared it already with my sleeve. But that's what I'm going to call done. That is my layout for this week's A Cherry on Top sketch layout. This is using the Simple Stories Spooky Nights collection. Let me know if you have this collection, if you've played with it yet. Let me know if you're playing with a cherry on top sketch this week. I'd love to take a look. Thank you for spending your time with me. I appreciate it. I know it's repetitive, but I do ask, please like, comment, subscribe. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.